Hello, everybody. My name is Josh from Frontline Football, and today is your second news report. So we got three stories to cover today. First one, Juwan James just stole money from another team, signing a $9 million contract with the Baltimore Ravens. Next, Julio Jones got traded for a second-round pick and a couple other picks to the Tennessee Titans, and will be wearing number 2, unlike his number 11 that he has worn everywhere else. And finally, Aaron Rodgers will not be in minicamp. Tension is brewing between the Packers and Rodgers. What will happen? We'll have to wait and find out. But welcome to Frontline Football. And just like the legendary Bruce Buffer said, it's time. So, I've been Josh from Frontline Football, so roll that intro.
Welcome, guys, to Frontline Football, and we're gonna start it off with Week 3. So our first matchup is the wrong week. Our first matchup is come on, load. God, playoff predictor sometimes is the slowest thing ever. Oh, it's gonna be the Jets Broncos. I hand this one to Jack.
All right, I'm actually gonna do it. I'm gonna give my Jets their first win of the season this time. I don't know. I don't got any specific evidence. I just got a gut feeling. I think Zach Wilson will outplay Drew Lock at Mile High here. What are your thoughts, Josh?
I gotta go with the Jets here too. I don't really believe that much in Drew Lock, but I think that Zach Wilson is new enough and will show off a couple things here and there that he'll be able to pull off an upset in Mile High. So give me the New York Jets here. Zach?
I gotta go with the Denver Broncos. Their corners are really solid, and I think that Zach Wilson will have a hard time this game actually dealing with those corners because they'll be locking up a lot of his targets. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Denver Broncos. All right, with our next matchup, we got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the LA Chargers. All right, Josh.
I just gotta say, I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs here because ring ring. Yeah, the Chiefs have the Chargers number, or the Chiefs have everyone's number, especially since it's the third week of September and they're home. They're really good at Arrowhead. So I think Chiefs are going to win this game, and it will be close because Herbert will do some last quarter magic, but it's going to be a Chiefs win. So I'm going to hand this one off to Zach for his take.
I'm gonna go Chiefs. It's kind of obvious, especially at being Arrowhead, and even if the Chargers had a home field advantage, it's not really home field advantage because they don't have any fans, so it's just the Chiefs storming their stadium. But I think the Kansas City Chiefs it's early week. They're gonna be mad about the Bucs loss, and yeah, I think Chiefs. Jack.
I'm going with the Chiefs. 2 words. September Mahomes is just another dude. He is just unstoppable in September. So that's just literally going to be my takes for the first month of Chiefs football. September Mahomes, Chiefs win here.
All right, with our next matchup, we got the Miami Dolphins versus the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm gonna hand this one off to Jack.
Ooh, Dolphins versus Raiders. I'm going to go with the Raiders here. I'm just getting an interesting upset in there. I don't really have any evidence. And I think there's a good shot. You never know. Home field in Vegas. Raiders maybe steal one they're not supposed to. So just give me the Raiders here. Give them their first one of the season. What are your thoughts, Zach?
Well, I'm gonna give this short and sweet. It's gonna be the Miami Dolphins. They got a really good offense and defense. Yeah. Josh.
I got to say 2 words. Vegas, baby. I got the Raiders winning, especially because of what happened last year with that Fitzpatrick face mask, Hail Mary. I think that the Raiders are going to be looking for some revenge here. So I got the Raiders winning at home.
All right. With our next matchup, we got the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm gonna take this one. I say Pittsburgh Steelers. They need to win somehow, and Cincinnati already had a win. And I think that they'll be splitting the series because I don't think Pittsburgh will do that well. Jack.
I'm also going to go. I think I'm going to go Pittsburgh here. Not for any particular reason, but I just think that Pittsburgh defensive line, defensive front overall is just going to be able to relatively win this game for them. I think it's going to be low scoring, but I think the Pittsburgh defense is just going to put them over the top, give them a win here. What are your thoughts, Josh?
I think that this is going to be Cincinnati's matchup here. I think it would be great if they could upset at Heinz Field And I think that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and Burrow's going to be healthy by this point and probably at 100% at this game. I think that he is going to be running away from the Steelers defense, but he's going to win this game.
Okay. With our next matchup, we got the Tennessee Titans versus the Indianapolis Colts. Josh.
I got to go with Indy here. Indy always beats Tennessee on the road. So right here, I got to go with Indy. I know that they're splitting the series with Tennessee because that's usually how AFC roll. So Indy is going to take that first game on the road here. Jack, what are your thoughts?
I will also be taking Indy here for a main reason. Yeah, they tend to split the series between these two, and mostly I think the Colts' run defense is going to do just enough to allow them to win this game. So Indy here. What are your thoughts, Zach?
I got Tennessee. I like how Tennessee is running things, especially getting Julio Jones there. I think that Tennessee will get this dub. So, yeah. Our next matchup is the Carolina Panthers versus the Houston Texans. Josh?
I got to go with the Houston Texans here. I feel like the Panthers, it will be close, but I feel like Phillip Lindsay is going to take the Texans just when they need to be like right over. Because Tyrod's going to have an okay game. But Lindsay, Ingram, and Johnson probably are going to be run field. So I think Texans are going to steal a win here. And I believe now that makes them like 2-1 on my season. So I'm going to hand this one off to Zach for his take.
I got Carolina. I think Texans are going to be 0-3 on the start. They don't seem that solid of a team. And, yeah, they kind of got destroyed by Bill O'Brien. I think Carolina has more of a complete team, so I got Carolina going with this dub. Jack?
I'm going to go with Carolina close here. I actually think it's going to be Carolina's defense that puts them over the top. I think they're going to do enough to take care of it, and I think Sam Darnold is going to have a solid game here. For Houston, I think they're going to come on a little later in the season. That's what it tends to be for first-year head coaches. That's normally my take when it comes to kind of stuff, so I'm going to take Carolina here.
All right. With our next matchup, we got the Buffalo Bills versus the Washington Football Team. I'll hand this one to Jack.
I'm going to go Buffalo here. In our predictions, they started out, they dropped one to Miami. I don't think they're dropping two in a row early season. I think Josh Allen is going to take care of business here. It's going to be closer because of Washington's defense, but at the end of the day, I think it's going to come down to Josh Allen outplaying Ryan Fitzpatrick, which he will. So Buffalo here. What are your thoughts, Zach?
I got Buffalo. Buffalo has a very solid team, and I think they'll be, what are they, like 2-1? Yeah, they're 2-1 right now, so they'll be solid. Yeah. Josh?
I gotta go with the Washington Football Team here because I feel like this would be a great upset to have, especially coming from Rivera and his coaching staff. So I think that the football team will be upsetting the Bills in Buffalo.
All right, with our next matchup, we got the Cleveland Browns versus the Chicago Bears. Josh?
As much as I want to say that Phillips gets a win here, I'm going to say that he's going to be more late season than he is early season. Also, the Browns are just built to win a Super Bowl this year. So I got to go with the Cleveland Browns here. So I'm going to hand this one off to Jack for his take.
I think I'm going to agree with Josh here. I'll also go with the Cleveland Browns, mainly similar to Josh. Justin Fields, I think he's going to have his welcome to the NFL moment with Myles Garrett running at him. I think the Browns are just super complete. I think especially early season, with everyone healthy, most likely down the stretch, they're going to be able to get a win here. What are your thoughts, Zach?
Gotta go with the Cleveland Browns. They have a really solid team, and they're going to be going for a Super Bowl, like you guys just said. So, yeah. Next is the best matchup on the card is the Arizona Cardinals versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'll be taking this one. I say Arizona Cardinals. Jack?
I agree with Zach. I'm going with the Cardinals here. Mainly, I think it's going to be a pretty interesting game with a shootout, but I think the more experienced QB and Kyler is going to get the win here. What are your thoughts, Josh?
I got to say that it's going to be Arizona here. But I believe that Trevor Lawrence will go off of some of Cliff Kingsbury's dumb decisions to make this game at least within 2 scores. So I think that this will be a great matchup to watch. If you're looking for fireworks, this will probably be a matchup for you. But I have Arizona winning at the end.
With our next matchup, we got the Baltimore Ravens versus the Detroit Lions. I'm going to hand this one off to Josh.
Okay, so we got Baltimore versus Detroit. I gotta say that Baltimore will be winning this because I just think that the Ravens are going to do better than Dan Campbell, who I think showed up to his last press conference in, if I'm not mistaken, a racing helmet. So, I mean, you know, it's just getting more and more irritating for us down here at Frontline Football. So, uh, I gotta say that Baltimore is gonna be winning this one. Now, Dan Campbell will bite some kneecaps, but that won't be enough against Lamar Jackson. So I'm gonna hand this off to Zach for his take.
I'm going to go with the Ravens. It's kind of obvious. The only thing I can see if Lamar's concussion is really bad, doesn't seem like that right now, but I'm going to go with Baltimore. Jack?
I also have to go with Baltimore, and that's mainly just because when it comes to these first-year head coaches, first-year quarterbacks in new places like Houston, New York, Jacksonville, Detroit, I think all these teams are going to start out a little slow in perspective to a team like Lamar who's been there for 3 years. So I think the Ravens will be able to get a win over the Lions in the early regular season.
All right, with her. Wait, did all of us go? Just making sure.
Yep.
All right, so with our next matchup, we got New England versus New Orleans. This will be a fun matchup, and I'm going to hand this one to Jack.
Ooh, this one is going to be fun. I'm going with New England, though. My tiebreaker here is it's early season for Jameis Winston, and I think that Belichick is going to scheme up a really good defensive plan to make Jameis turn over the ball. Gilmore, J.C. Jackson, that group on secondary, I think they're going to turn him over a couple times, and I think that will ultimately be the decider here. So I'll give New England a win here. What are your thoughts, Josh?
I gotta go with the Patriots here because I feel like, yes, like Jack said, it's gonna be early season for James, but I feel like Mac Jones is also gonna be doing a couple things here and there by later season. But right now, I believe since it's early season, Cam Newton's gonna be starting. So I say that Cam Newton's gonna have a pretty good game, and also Bill Belichick's gonna scheme around Kamara and stop him from getting as many yards as he usually does. And also, this Foxborough. The Patriots are lethal in Foxborough. So I got Patriots winning this one. Zach?
I got the evil empire of the Patriots to win because, yeah, Belichick's going to outcoach. It's Sean. Name. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna skip over that. I just forgot the freaking head coach. What was his name?
Peyton,
yeah.
Sean Payton, I think.
Yeah, Sean Payton. So yeah, just Bill Belichick is just a better coach, and you might see Mac Jones start here, but I think Cam Newton will play well if Mac Jones is not starting. So yeah. All right, with our next matchup, I'll be taking this one. It's going to be the Green Bay Packers versus the San Francisco 49ers. Now, Aaron Rodgers did not show up at training camp, so I'm going to say that he's not going to be on the team, especially for this matchup. And even if he was, I still say the Niners beat them. Their running game is lethal, and that's what the thing that the Packers can never stop. So I'm going to go with the Niners here. Jack?
I'm also going to go with the Niners here. Even though the Packers are Aaron Rodgers now, I don't think this would make a difference. It's early season, meaning we should be able to assume that most of the Niners are probably going to be healthy. I'm more concerned about them down the stretch when it comes into like week 10, 11. But it's pretty early. It's week 3. So I think this should be a Niners win. They'll just be able to run the ball down the Packers' throat, and Bosa will get to level a couple times maybe. And yeah, I'll give it to the Niners. What are your thoughts, Josh?
I got to say that the San Francisco 49ers will be beating the Green Bay Packers here because I don't even care if Aaron Rodgers is on the team. Well, really, he isn't. So Packers fans, he's gone. Quit trying to bring him back. He doesn't want to play for your sorry organization anymore. You just got to accept it and move on, just like Texans fans did with Watson. So I think they're winning here. The Niners, not the Packers. The Packers, you guys are going to be dealing with a rough season this year. So give me the 49ers here.
They might actually be tanking for Spencer Rattler. Honestly, the Packers could try that. Okay, with our next matchup, we got the New York Giants versus the Atlanta Falcons. I'm gonna hand this one off to Jack.
Ooh, this should be a fun matchup, but ultimately, I'm going to give this one to the Giants. I think the Giants' offense is actually going to show up, and Atlanta's biggest strength, which is their receiving core, Giants got a really good secondary in perspective, and I think that Giants defense is going to be able to put them over the top in this one. Give me the Giants here. What are your thoughts, Zach?
I got the Giants also. The Giants have a great D line, and I don't think people really know that too much. And Atlanta doesn't have an offensive line anymore. They lost a lot of pieces this year, and I don't think that Matt Ryan will have a great game because Matt Ryan is a pocket passer. If you didn't know that, so yeah, I think that the Giants will get a dub here. Josh.
I think that this will be the New York Giants win. Now, I did previously put the Atlanta Falcons as winning this, but that was before Julio got traded. So now I gotta say the New York Giants have a better receiving core. They have a better secondary. They don't have a better quarterback, but they're better in places that Atlanta really struggles in. So I gotta say that the Giants are gonna be winning this one at MetLife.
All right, with our next matchup, I'll be taking the next two, which is interesting because it's the LA Rams versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going to go with Tampa here. Tampa just has a better team, and they brought back all their pieces, which everyone's going to keep mentioning until the Super Bowl probably. But yeah, I think Tampa is a very solid team going into this, and LA is going to give them a fight, but I think Tampa's just the better team. Jack?
I also have to go with Tampa here. I mean, when you look at the Rams, they're going to be good, Super Bowl contender. We know that. But Tampa is just, they're going to be better than they were last year because they got more time together. And just as a whole, Tampa's just going to be able to take care of business here. What are your thoughts, Josh?
I gotta go with LA here, taking the win because it is SoFi Stadium. Also, the LA Rams did beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year, so I think that they could probably do it again this year, just now they're home. So I got the LA Rams to win this game.
All right, with our next matchup, we got Chef Russ versus, well, some resemblance of a team, the Minnesota Vikings. All right, I got this one also. I got Chef Russ beating the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah. Josh.
I'm going to say that Seattle's going to be winning this one. This is prime time for when Seattle gets their win. So, Seahawks fans, get ready. You're going to win like a couple games here at week 17. Or the first couple weeks. I'm at weeks 1 through 7. My brain decided to combine them at 17. So, you'll get a couple wins from weeks 1 through 7. And then you'll just start to fall off. So, this is the circle of life for Seattle. So I'm going to say that the Seahawks are beating the Vikings on the road. So right. I'm going to hand this one off to Jack.
I also have to go Seattle here. Now, first of all, yeah, like everyone else said, September, Russ, all that, they dominate in September. But we have a major mismatch here. And that is the Minnesota Viking cornerbacks versus the Seattle Seahawks receiver. Now, Minnesota's been just awful secondary play, specifically the cornerback position. And you really don't think that DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and now Dwayne Eskridge aren't going to be able to take advantage of that. I think the mismatch here is just too much to handle. Basically, anytime the Vikings go up against any sort of awesome receiving core, they're going to struggle just because their secondary is young and it's not great. So I have to go Seattle here, and I think it could very well be a blowout.
All right, with the next matchup, we got the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles. This will end us for today, and I'm going to hand this one to Josh.
I gotta say that the Dallas Cowboys are winning this one. It's at AT&T Stadium. It's Monday Football, and it's Mike McCarthy against Arthur Smith. So, just like how everything else, new head coaches usually don't get hot at the beginning of the season. It's usually late season. And I think that also with the Cowboys being at home at Jerry World, I think that they're winning this game. Dak seems like he's making a good recovery, and he's going to be healthy for this game. Hurts have an idea of how to handle that Dallas defense. He'll get close, but it's not going to be a win. And I think that Dak Daddy Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys will be winning this game. Okay. Jack, what are your thoughts?
I agree with Josh. I'm going with the Cowboys here because, like he said, new head coaches are always going to struggle out of the gate. Jalen Hurts has played like 4 starts in total. This will be his 7th start, pending that he plays the first 3 weeks. But, yeah, the elite Cowboys offense, I don't think the Eagles are going to necessarily have an answer, and they'll do good enough on defense. Hurts will get some on them because their defense isn't like great or anything, but it'll be enough for the Cowboys to get their first win of the season, at least in our prediction world. What are your thoughts, Zach?
I think the Dallas Cowboys have a very solid team going into this matchup. Not on defense, especially, but offense, they're going to give them a big trouble because who they have to cover Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Gallup. Basically, no one. I think Darius Slay will cover Amari Cooper, but that's it. There's no one else on that secondary that can really cover that many passing threats that Dak has. And if Dak is back and he's fully healthy, then this is going to be they're probably going to get destroyed. But they still will be keeping it close because, of course, it's Dallas and Philly. So, yeah. Well, that does it for our video today. If you liked it, what should they do, Josh?
If you like what you saw here, don't forget to... Let me just set up these. And don't forget to hit that like button, press that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Once you do all those 3 things, you are officially part of the Frontline Football fan base. What is the Frontline Football fan base? They're updating all their news, rules, updates, and highlights across the NFL season and off season about every single thing happening. If you're watching 30-second news, if you're watching our predictions, if you're watching any of that stuff, you are staying updated on the current NFL landscape. And we just want to say thank you for watching this video, and we hope that you're all having a great day. And hey, one more thing from us. If you want to use our comment section to either argue about our takes or you want to give some takes of your own that you think will happen, use the comment section. We'll listen to it. Just make sure that you're civil with that. We aren't going to respond to like, oh, you're trash. And stuff. Just make sure that you're civil with that stuff. But have fun in that comment section and enjoy these videos. So, I have been Josh from Frontline Football, and Jack, hit the plugs.
As always, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, as usual. And we hope you enjoyed this week's prediction. It was actually a really fun week. I like a lot of these matchups, interesting stuff, and good news, there's more. Every week we're doing this. Yep, like Josh said, like, comment, subscribe. If you don't like a take, just tell us, and maybe we'll respond. Be civil, though. And we'll see you guys back here probably next week. Yeah.
See ya.